So you know on this channel I talk about tons of cases, and I hate to even kind of say this, but I don't like putting cases up there when I don't even have all of the best cases out there right now for the 15 Pro Max. But you here on the record right now, you're here to say this, you're gonna hear me say this. I feel like this Pitaka MagEZ Pro case will be one of the best cases for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've been using it now probably since I've had my iPhone, and I'm here to say, man, I don't really, right now, it's going to be the case to beat. This is the case to beat in my opinion right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's already out of the packaging because just like I stated to you, I have been using it already. Very nice packaging, Pitaka. Every year you are stepping up your packaging. It's probably the reason your price is a little bit high, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and look at the Pitaka Pro case now. If you guys if you know anything about Pitaka, it's gonna be, they're known for their thin cases, their MagEZ case. That's what they are truly known for. But their gem, their king, in my opinion, is gonna be the Pitaka Pro case. Let's go ahead and take a look. So the first thing that you already gonna know about it, man, it's gonna be one of those aramid fiber cases. And you guys know that I have a thing for my aramid fiber cases, and I just absolutely love it. So just look at the back of it. You're gonna get a little Pitaka branding there, which I feel like they should just bring back adding the Pitaka logo. Less is better when it comes to branding. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys like the branding being all over the cases? I'm a big component of less is better when it comes to this case. So I would love to see just the Pitaka emblem right there because it's subtle and it's clean. One thing you're going to see on the back of it, you will get your smudges. You will get your fingerprints. That's just what it is, all right? You use your case with your hands and your fingers. You're going to get a little bit dirty up there. If you have the perfect clean life, then I don't know what you're doing. That means you're not eating no good foods, man. You're going to get a little bit of grease on the back of your case, but it's all good. So this case is going to be very rigid. This is not going to be anything flimsy, and that's the one thing that I love about it. Taking a look at the actual camera ring, I feel like this camera ring is a combination of two different materials. So you can see on the inside where you can see it's kind of glaring, this is going to be a metal insert that's going around the inside, but on the outside of it, it's going to be a very soft rubber type material. And that I can appreciate because when you're like, putting it down, I feel like it's not hitting the actual metal portion, and it is metal because you can feel it being cold to the touch. But I really like the way they cleaned up that camera ring coming from their previous models, which was okay, but I feel like this one right here is a lot better looking than the previous models. Now, talking about the buttons, because you know I'm a big component when it comes to cases and how good their buttons are. I kept saying over and over, and once again, I don't want to think Pitaka has listened to your boy individually, but yes, they finally now have metal buttons for all of the buttons. Volume, up and down, you have that metal action button, and you have that metal power button. Good job, Pitaka. Great job for listening to that, because for this price point, and I know you guys been hearing me talk about price point, this case is 70 bucks, all right? I'm just going to say it what it is. It's 70 bucks, and for that price point, we need to check every dot when it comes to build quality, and upping the build quality on those buttons is very appreciated. On the inside, you're going to get a soft touch material. You are going to get that Pitaka magnet. Now, I know a lot of you Pitaka OGs out there, this is not as strong as the 13 versions, but trust me, it's strong enough. I've been using it all weekend with all my MagSafe accessories. You'll be fine. You really, truly don't need anything stronger than that. We just are snobs and we have a preference. And I get it, but it's all good. Cutout on the bottom, as you see, are your accurate cutouts. So that's very good to see as well. So let's go ahead and bring it over here on the scale and weigh it. Now, there's reasons why this case has been my favorite, because we know when it comes to the 15 Pro Max and this titanium build, it is very light. Now, we've seen some reports that may not be the best for the actual durability of it, but I want to keep my phone light. I don't really want to bulk it up, but even with this case, as protective as it is, it weighs 40 grams, which I feel like is not that heavy for what you're getting when it comes to this Pitaka case. So I always like to weigh them. You know, we love to put our scales to use when it comes to this. So let's go ahead and pop the phone in, and it has a very nice, snug fit. We're going to talk about the fit. I feel like I would just love to snug it up a little bit more, but let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, man, the first thing we're going to talk about is that lay on the table protection. Now, I do have a tempered glass screen protector up here, but even with that, man, it has a very, very faint lip. I know back in the day, I have dropped the Pitaka Pro cases numerous times. They're not that good on drops, which means your case will be, your phone will be fine. Your case is going to take a little bit of damage, man. This Kevlar material doesn't really drop that well. So if you are a big drop seize persons, if you have a lot of drops, I tend to go with a different case that doesn't contain like a Kevlar material, because when you drop them, sometimes you can see that chip and that finish, and it just may be a little bit of eyesore for you, but your phone will be protected, and it does have a little lip, not anything too crazy, but if you put it face first down, you don't got to worry about it touching the screen or anything like that. Same thing with the cameras. You already know the cameras doesn't really get that much smaller on these Pro models, but it does seem recessed down up in there, and that's good to see as well. Now, when it comes to the buttons, just like I stated, they are perfect. They are perfect now. Thank you, Pitaka, for doing that. Volume, up and down, hitting that action button. As you can see there, activates my mute toggle switch. That's why I still have it set at. And that power button is very good as well. You can see the cutouts are very laser focused and they just seem very good as well. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about when it comes to these metal cases, which I feel like did damage to my last case that I used mostly on my previous iPhone. One thing that we're going to check out that a lot of people tend to forget is on the inside of the buttons, does it contain a little piece of rubber or a little piece of felt lining so you can protect the actual buttons on your phone? If you look at my 14 Pro Max, and I'm about to set this all packed up, on both of my volume up and down button, I have little metal marks, which means on the inside, these cases with the metal buttons tend to wear on the case, on the phone itself. That's something that we got to take account of, and we got to be very vocal about it when it comes to these brands. And this one, I don't think it has anything over these buttons because it feels like it's cool to the touch. So I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to cause an issue over time, but on the inside of buttons, just put like a little felt lining, a little plastic liner that's over it so you can actually protect the buttons that's on your actual phone. Now, if Pitaka sees this and they give me an update, I will, of course, let you know in the comment section down below, but that's one thing that we're going to be looking very close attention to when it comes to cases with metal buttons. But the buttons work fine, cutouts, all of that is good. Let's go ahead and talk about the fit. Now, you guys know I love a rigid case, and this case is very rigid. None of the sides move. You get a little bit of movement right here when you're talking about your button area. Top and the bottom are going to be very stiff as well. You're going to get a little movement down here at the bottom, but overall, this is a case that's not going to warp over time. It's not going to get all wonky feeling this feels cheap. It feels good, definitely, when you're talking about the fit. And popping it on and off, you do get a little easy little push. It's not very hard to remove. This case used to be very tight, that it was hard to remove. I would like for it to be just the slightest bit tighter when it comes to the fit on this edge. But although you can pop it off pretty easy, once it's snapped on, you can hear those snaps, bottom corner, they all snap on very easy, not too hard, so it is fine. And once again, let's go back to those fingerprints, as you can see right here. Now, holding in your hand, this is where I feel like the price point for me is okay, because we all know that the iPhone that has that boxy design, but this case with as thin as it is, because this is not a thick case for what you get, for as thin as it is, it feels so good in your hands, but the edges couldn't be a little bit sharp. Using this case could take you back to those iPhone 14, 13 days when the edges were a little bit sharp. You know, that titanium, they just curved them off ever so slightly to be a little bit more comfortable. But when it comes to this Pitaka Pro case, it does give you a little bit of sharp edges, but honestly, I don't care, man. The lightness of this case, the way it fits so snug on the phone, the very tactile buttons, the nice MagSafe Strength. All right, real quick, I know that was a weird little transition right there, but I was in the process of literally editing the video and I realized I forgot to do my MagSafe test, man. How could I get y'all up out of here without a MagSafe test? So let's go ahead and check out the magnets on the Pitaka Pro case. And once again, we know it's not as strong as it used to be with a 13 model, but I think it's good enough, man. So you already know, bringing this base over here, you know this is the big boy heavy base. I gotta let this be known in the early case reviews for the 15 series, because you might be new to the channel. If you can pick this bad boy up, that means you have some strong cases. And Pitaka is known for their very nice magnets, and they kind of eased them up a little bit over the years because they had some problems with regular enormous wireless charging, but the magnet on this is still gonna be good. Now, it does not try to pick up this base at all, okay? I know some of you wanted to pick it up, but it ain't gonna do it. But trust me, it's fine enough. I use this case on all my MagSafe chargers and it works just fine. You don't have to worry about it in my car, on my desk, by my office, by my work desk. It's fine. It doesn't have to be as strong as it normally is. Would you like for it to be a little bit stronger? Sure, but the way it is right now, it works just fine. Throwing some MagSafe accessories up there. If you have something like the Apple Wallet, that works just fine. You throw it up there. Now, when it comes to the accessories, the strength on that is really good when it comes to the case. So it's going to hold on to these accessories really well. And let's just go ahead and slap a third-party battery pack up here. It works just fine. And the strength is there. Like, it's not going to fall off. When it holds on to the accessories, you can really tell how strong it is. But when it comes to trying to pick this huge, heavy base up, yeah, it's going to have a little bit of difficulties. Some cases don't, but trust me, the MagSafe Strength on this is just fine if you're using accessories or if you're charging it up via MagSafe. I just had to cut in here in between a little gap. So let's get back to the rest of the video. Hope it doesn't blend too bad. just hang in with me. And I just love an aramid fiber case. I just feel like this case just does the 15 series so good because it's a light case and it's going to be protective, and in my opinion, it's a good looking case. So for 70 bucks, should you go out there and buy it? It's a stretch. I'm not going to lie to you, but a lot of people love the Pitaka Pro case. If you can just get over that hurdle of it showing a bunch of smudges on the back, which I don't pay attention to that, man. I think this is going to be a case to beat this year when it comes to the cases for the 15 Pro Max, because for me, it literally checks all of the boxes. So hit the link down below. They were available on Prime pretty quickly. I see the date kind of pushed back like a week or so now. Pitaka website is reading sold out. So hopefully by the time this video goes live, you can still get your order in from Amazon. It might take a little bit of time for you to get it, meaning a couple days maybe, or maybe up to a week. But trust me, the wait will be worth it when you get your hands on the Pitaka Pro case. I feel like this case right here will easily be one of the best for the 15 Pro series.